Alrighty then.
Welcome to Indoor Fun.
Alrighty then. Wanted to talk about the effects of throw. So there's a couple of versions of it. There's kind of a friction throw, and then there's a spin throw. And if you watch videos or read about this, the friction one, a lot of times they'll refer to that as CIT, so cut induced throw. And then the spin one, you'll see that referred to often as SIT, spin induced throw. I didn't really know those terms. When I was playing, I just knew the effects of friction when the ball came into the other ball, and then I obviously learned how to use spin, to move the ball, the object ball, but also the cue ball around the table. So I'll just show some examples. I'll explain kind of what's happening, and then I'll show some examples of those, and then we'll kind of go from there, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, see ya. All right, here's an example of the cut-induced throw, or the friction throw. Basically, if this ball is coming in and you're cutting the ball, right, you want to cut it over that way. On contact, there's a little bit of friction, and that friction causes the one ball to travel in the same direction as the cue ball that's touching it. So it just pushes it off course just slightly. So in these situations, you need to understand, if you're just doing a basic cut, right, that it's going to actually throw a little bit to the left in this case. The other example is spin-induced throw. So this one here, if I hit this object ball, all right, if I hit it with spin, all right, so say I hit it with left spin, right, this cue ball, or this object ball, is actually going to throw to the right. Right, so that spin will make it go the opposite direction. So I'm going to show a few examples on the table of both the SIT and the CIT that we just talked about. All right, we're going to start with the CIT, the cut-induced spin, or the friction spin. So if I aim this into the side pocket with just middle ball, see how that object ball just went a little bit to the left. So that little bit of friction just pushed it off center. Now I will show, now I'm going to show spin-induced throw and the effects of that. Here I have a straight in shot, and I am going to hit it with a little bit of left English. And see how it kicked to the right. I'll do the same thing, this time with right English. And it kicks to the left. So what can we do about that? Well, there's a couple things. If you don't want to use English, if you still want to hit middle ball, you can aim a little bit more to the right, allowing the throw to come back into the center of the pocket. So if I had a cut like this, I could just overcut it just slightly, and then it will come back into the middle of the pocket. The other option is The other option is I could just add some spin, right? So you could basically say that spin induced throw can counter the effects of cut induced throw. So basically what I could do is if I know it's going to go a little to the left, right, I could put a little bit of left spin on this. That'll throw it back to the right. So I'll still aim middle, but this time I'll put a little bit of left on it. And it should go right into the middle of the pocket. So those are easy examples from up close. But to really see the effect, let's see what it looks like coming across the lengthy table. First, I'll just hit it straight. There, straight down the table. Now, if I'm cutting this, but I'm still aiming straight, let's see how much it goes off. Quite a bit. All right. Let's try let's see what that looks like with spin induced throw. So I'm going to aim straight, but I'm going to put left spin. Instead of there, it went quite a ways to the right, about 6 inches across 8-foot table, or actually from 5 feet. I'll do the same. This time I'll put right English. Same idea. Instead of being straight, it threw quite a bit to the left. I'm also going to show that with some striped balls so you can really see the difference between a straight flight and a thrown flight. This one is just a straight shot. Perfect. It just rolled perfectly. And the cut shot. See how it's wobbled? It's not going straight anymore. You can really see the effect of this with striped balls. That's why I wanted to kind of show that as an example as well. Here's one. Make sure that's lined up. Here's one with left spin. See how it kicked? Oops. Might as well use the same one. That way I've got the same color. And we'll do the same thing this time with right spin. Yep. when you use the straight balls like that, you can really see the effect. You know, the difference between hitting it straight and that stripe kind of going perfect. And then when the throw effect's on, you can see it kicks and it wobbles. All right, I've got a couple other examples I want to show you. Here's an example when two balls are frozen together, right? When you look at that, it looks like that's a perfect shot. It's going to go straight in. But the effective throw is going to actually push that ball away from the pocket. Right? I'm looking at it. It's perfectly lined up to the center of this pocket. But when I go to shoot it, I end up missing. So yeah, you really have to understand, you know, the effects of throw, whether it's spin or friction. I've got another one which is a really cool example, and one that you can really use to your advantage in many situations. This shot actually comes up more often than you realize, but your cue ball ends up rolling up against the ball. It's frozen to the ball. So, I mean, we have rules, right? We're not allowed to push, no push shots. But if you come down at an angle, you know, it's not a foul. In this situation, it's come up to rest against this 10 ball. And the 10 ball is aiming right now just to the right of this pocket. But we remember, right, the friction is going to actually cause that ball to go to the left. So if I just come down and I cut into that ball, the friction will actually carry that 10 ball to the left. Let's see that one. Right into the pocket. That's a cool shot. I have one more that's really cool. Just one second. All right, here's a good 9-ball example. You're down to the last 3 balls and you misplace. You take a shot and you get a little too close. Now, next thing you know, you ran up against the 7 ball. Oh, you're like, you're gonna have to play safety here. But then you realize, you know what? I can throw that 7 ball with just a little bit of cut. I'm frozen to it. I just need a little bit of cut, and that 7 ball will come right over here. Because look, the 9 ball's hanging on the pocket. Might as well take advantage of that. Yes. Man, those are the perfect situations to understand these shots. I got one more really cool one for 9-ball. Let me show you. Here's another 9-ball situation. So your opponent snookers you. You've got the 7, 8, 9 ball. You know, you can come off the bank and try to make some sort of a safety. But you notice, I mean, this 9 ball is just floating here, right? And you do know the throw effects, or you know, anytime a ball is frozen to another ball, right? If you get a little bit of cut, right, it'll be throwing in this area. Whether it's perfectly straight, it'll be here. But with a little bit more throw, it'll just come over just a tiny bit more towards the pocket. And it should be an easy shot. Let's see. Man, you gotta love that. That's so cool. Actually, I do have another little exercise I think is really good. Little practice things just to kind of really show you the effects of that spin throw. Let's take 3 balls, right? So this one, I don't have to spin it as much, you know, to make it in there. if anything, you know, I relied on the fact that the pocket's so big to make that. Okay, put a little bit more spin on this one. Okay. This one will be very difficult, but I think we can do it. That's a lot of spin throw. I hit it a little too hard. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Speed affects how much it throws when you apply spin. So if you really want to get maximum throw, you need good spin, but you also need slower speed. Still a little bit too hard. Got a little pressure, but I'm up for it. Ha! And that's how you do it. And there was a little secret I used on that last shot, and maybe I'll just reveal it. I used bottom left on that one, so I actually swerved the cue ball just slightly, causing it to cut it a little bit, and then the spin, it was a combination of both. So I don't want to get into swerve in this video, but I am going to get into swerve and masse in a future video, and I think you'll actually really like some of these shots. They're so cool. Very, very cool. I think that's it for this one. I've got another video I want to record next, and then after that one, I think I'll look into doing a swerve / masse fun shot video. All right, see ya. Thanks for watching. See ya.